Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DMV Rivals. Today is round robin game day 8. I'm joined today by Rags and Shiv. Shiv will actually be joining us a little bit later into the draft. But for now, we have Rags the Boss, who will be color casting with me, while Shiv will be doing play by play. And I think Rags is also AFK, so I'm just gonna. Is he here? Rags? Want to introduce
Hello,
yourself?
hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing? Please introduce
I'm
yourself.
good. I'm Rex the boss, Ragul, and I am not part of UND, but you know,
Yeah. Okay, so not everyone at DMV goes to UMD, contrary to popular belief. We do have a lot of people from other areas of the US, even Canada, Toronto, Waterloo, those kind of places. So, yeah. In any case, we're going to be just moving on while we wait for Shiv. He's going to need a few minutes to get sorted and join us on the cast. But for now, let's talk about the teams. We have Pistlet's Revenge versus Don't Want to Gloat. That's going to be our first game. Obviously, we're going to have 4 more games after that. We have kind of a stacked schedule today. But yeah, Pistlet's Revenge and Don't Want to Gloat. Pistlet's Revenge consists of Jiraxis, Cloudy, I believe Weak Side Mid Lane, Triangle Plant, and You Are My Son. While Don't Want to Gloat consists of Groofer World in the mid lane. I believe their top lane is Big Boy Tonio, Rixie, and then in the bot lane it's Interpede and Potential 5. So yeah, what do you think of these teams?
I think that this is Revenge. They're a solid team. They play throughout top side. I think their top side is very strong. I think their bot side they usually put more on weak side, and I think they just play meta comps, especially bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that Pistlet's Revenge is undefeated up till this point. They're going to play a few more games, I believe, maybe 1 or 2 today, if I remember correctly. No, it's just 1 more game today, actually. So they're going to top off their run today, and let's see if they can keep it up undefeated. Yeah, Cloudy has been pretty much a shining star in this tournament. He's been bringing his team these wins one after another on the
Very
carry
consistent.
junglers. Yeah, very consistent player. Yeah, and as you said, I think we can expect them to pretty much always play towards their stronger players, their Masters Plus players. Draxus has been GM in the past, and then obviously weak side mid lane, who's not actually going to be weak side, is my opinion, honestly. But yeah, Cloudy definitely likes playing for those. But I think in past games I've seen, he doesn't hesitate to go down in the bot lane when the situation calls for it. So I don't think Triangle Plant and You Are My Son are going to be completely isolated this game. I think bot lane is obviously a very strong is as strong as it's ever been. So yeah, I think he's just a solid player. He plays by the book. I think you say that a lot. That he's pretty textbook in his gameplay.
He makes very little mistakes.
Yes, exactly. So, very good words for him. And on the side of Don't Want to Gloat, I think the prime player that we want to look at on this team, even though I believe they don't have a win just yet, maybe they can turn it around today and try to get some wins on the board to improve their standings. But the prime player to look at in this team is going to be Groofer World. And do you want to say anything about that, Rice? Do you know anything about Groofer World at all?
I'm not completely sure. He played a very good game against at least our team. While it wasn't enough, he was really solid and was reason for a lot of their plays actually.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Oh, Shiv.
All right.
Shiv's here.
Well,
Hello. Please introduce yourself.
hello. I am GB Shiv. I am halfway across the world. But DMB Rivals final day of round robin waits for no one.
Yep, yep, yep. That's exactly true. Yeah, Shiv is actually traveling right now, but he's been so gracious to join us all the way from Europe
Yes.
to cast this just 1 game for us, the 6 p.m. game. So thank you, Shiv, for coming along. And yeah, we were just talking about both of these teams. We talked a little about Pistons Revenge, but now we're talking about Don't Want to Glow, and I think they're just Grifferwood is just a very strong player, and I think that Don't Want to Gloat really need to play through him. if they want to play for a win condition. This guy can really shine when he has the resources to do so. Pretty much when he has those kills, when he has that level lead, he can really like become a menace. And I think that Don't Want to Gloat really want to try to capitalize on that. Yeah, but in any other positions you want to talk about, Rags or Shiv? I know Shiv, you haven't been following too much; you've been traveling, but maybe Rags, do you want to comment a little bit on it?
I think Pissless Revenge. Well, they don't have one significantly higher ranked player that just completely carries the game, much like Dom One Gaming on the other side. But they have very consistent laners. They're all really good, and they can really play through anyone. While they choose to play through Alan, who's like a standout player, they do have the ability to have winning lanes anywhere, and they can play through any lane.
Yeah, I think that's the strengths of this team actually, is that they just have a lot of good players. Like Jiraxis, I believe, on the very first day that we casted, he was just an absolute menace on the gangplank. Something we weren't really expecting to be seen left up, because he's known to be a bit of a gangplank connoisseur, but I don't think we're going to see that anymore this DMV, because of how big of a menace that guy was on that gangplank.
Especially because how good of a champion Gangplank is in the meta right now. So many teams opting in to play tanks top, Ornn, Sion. These tanks can just be completely abused, letting the Gangplank free scale throughout the game.
Yep.
So
yep.
throughout the meta, in the meta too, it's a very strong champion.
Yes, I agree, and it just recently got buffed to those barrels. So yeah, definitely something you need to watch out for if you're DWG. And on the other side of the map, not really other side of the map, the mid lane, we have a very prominent Vladimir one trick. This guy has, I believe, 4 accounts in around the same elo, around D1 Masters, like 200, 300, hovering around that amount. He's been Grandmaster before, but just playing Vladimir. What do you think about that, Rex?
I think the champion is very not that strong, so it's really impressive to see him finding this much success on it. Like, I don't know, I feel like it gets countered by so many champs, especially with Cassiopeia being played by other mid laners, and champs that can abuse mid lane. Surprised he's finding this much success on it.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, because he's such a good player on those champs, or on that champ, I think that DWG also want to target that champ. So we do see a lot of one tricks on this side that we probably need to take away. DWG needs to watch out for. And yeah, I think weak side mid lane has had the Vlad taken away from him a lot this DMV. But at the same time, he's been showing up on a lot of champs that he probably is less comfortable on, and doing just fine. He's been doing very well, actually. He plays a few Cassio games. He played, I believe, a Syndra game as well. And he's been doing great. Same thing with Jiraxis. He's been on tanks, and he's been showing up pretty much fine. So just a good team overall. That's the reason why they're undefeated.
Yeah, just looking through weak sides, OP.GG a bit. Like you said, there are a few Syndra games in there, and it is just mostly control mages. Like, the Victor's in there quite a bit as well. So it may just be another control mage matchup, but we'll see if he brings out anything spicy beyond the Vladimir.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's fine for their comp, because their jungler really likes to play a carry. Their top kind of will default to that tank play style in order to pretty much facilitate their team. Is also what he's most comfortable on. So I think just that solid damage and just like that utility that a control mage brings to the table, it's really good. It's a really good pickup for Cloudy's team, Triangle Pen's team. So yeah, but on the other side, we have a few one tricks on the other side as well. We have Rixie, who plays a lot of Rek'Sai, especially in the past. I'm not sure how much. I haven't been watching too many of DWG's games. I know versus us, he didn't actually bring out the Rek'Sai. And in the game after that,
we had banned the Rek'Sai.
We had banned the Rek'Sai. So yeah, that's actually something to watch out for. If you're PSR, Rixie does play a lot of Rek'Sai.
And I think he's
I'm vehemently anti-Rek'Sai, so I will hopefully be converted.
Yeah. I think Rek'Sai is a strong champ. Others may disagree. I think she's pretty good, but still yet to be proven for the most part, because Rixie has just not had a chance to play her because she's always taken away. But
And
in other areas of the map, we have Griffer World, who likes to play a lot of Vladimir. Um, I think he's shown a little bit of it. But other than that, they don't really have champs that they kind of default to. Rixie, I know, plays a lot of ganking junglers. He likes to get his lanes ahead. Grifferwold kind of defaults to those carry mid play styles because he really requires that kind of control, and because he is a player that can carry a game if he's given the resources. But yeah, we'll just have to see what this game beholds, and maybe we can. Everyone loves an underdog story, so maybe we can see DWG actually get their first win against an undefeated team in this game, and I think it's very possible for them.
what do you think their win con is?
I think their win con, as I said before, it's gonna be Rixie playing for the mid lane. Honestly, I have to say I think Grifferworld is gonna be one of the only one of their best chance of getting control over the game and being able to take it home.
Yep, I agree. I think along with that, playing through mid jungle, you have to have a good jungle matchup. Playing the Rek'Sai, very dangerous because Cloudy is a known Kindred player. So playing into a high range comp versus as a Rek'Sai can be very tough. So I say get a good jungle matchup, get a good mid lane matchup, and play through mid. And just let bot lane scale, let top lane play tank v tank if it comes down to that, and just play through mid jungle and you know blow up the game early. Because I think if you go later and later, I think Pissless Revenge are very solid in macro, and just they're gonna be strong because they have good laners.
Yep, they have good laners. They have a good jungler. They have a solid ADC, a good support. I mean, there's very few weaknesses for this team, and that's why they've been so hard to beat. Is because they just have their foot on the gas pedal and they don't let off. And even if they're behind early, they seem to be able to just pretty much bridge the lead pretty handily. I mean, we saw them against, I believe it was CT, Conjoined Twins, where they were behind quite a bit, especially in the mid game, and then they were just able to secure a pick and just end the game right from there, get that counter or get that comeback going and just end the game. So very strong team, and we just have to see the side of DWG just get that early lead on those ganking junglers and just make sure that they can't throw. And now we're just waiting a little bit.
Don't throw. Solid advice.
Yeah, that's very good advice for everyone at DMV because we've seen a lot of throws. That goes. I speak to myself before I speak to anyone else. But yeah, we're just waiting on one of the players on the side of DWG. It seems like he just needs a few minutes. And actually, he's here in the lobby, so I'm going to grab the. Gonna wait for. Yeah, we're gonna get to draft very shortly. As soon as they say they're ready, and we can just jump right in. And I think I can expect if we want to talk a little bit about draft right now. I think we can totally expect a GP ban, a Vlad ban, and a Kindred ban because that champ is just super strong right now for the side of DWG. Because I think that's what most people have been banning against this team. But at the same time, that hasn't been showing that much success. Obviously, this team is still undefeated. So let's see if they try to shake up things.
Kindred especially because people, even though Emilio's been nerfed this patch, you still see him in games. So Kindred Emilio, very strong combo. While obviously Emilio laning got nerfed, his range ability is still in the game. So mid game, that could be a very deadly combo.
Yes, absolutely, I believe so. So we'll just have to see. I mean, we're ready in draft, so we're just going to jump right into draft. Let me change the link really quick. That is from last DMV. And we should be good to go. So we're in. We see that GP ban first. Rek'Sai, we're not going to see any Brixie Rek'Sai this time around. But yeah, and then there's the Gragas ban. So it looks like they're just trying to take away
Gragas
Rixie's.
is something.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Gragas is something that they have played a bit through this tournament, if this isn't lying to me. Both teams, I believe, have played quite a bit of Gragas and the Kindred, like you said. I'm curious to see if that one comes out in these final two bans.
Yep.
if they just go full jungle bans on the side of Jiraxis' team.
Yep. And I think Potential Five was thinking about those about what I said. Maybe they were in the stream. But by the way, if you're in the stream and I catch you, you're gonna get banned. If you're playing. So yeah, they did ban away
There
that
it is.
GP and Vlad and the Graves, but they left up the Kindred, and there's the Kindred.
Yep. The Kindred, a Triforce abuser if I have ever seen one. Going to be a solid pick there in the jungle.
Yep, it's good. That champ is just super strong right now, and it's very, very good in the right hand. So, Cloudy,
And
if that isn't the
those are
right
pretty
hands,
good
I don't.
hands.
Yeah, if that isn't the right hands, I don't know what is, because that man really knows his way around that champion. So, gonna be very scary
And
for them. They're gonna pick Milia as well. What do you think about
Milia's
that?
I mean, I honestly expected it. The thing with they're having such strong top side is their bot lane is untouched usually, and they always just get their hands on power duo bot lane. Even if they might not be as good laners as other teams. They just have a good solid duo. So it's probably going to be the Lucian Milio here. They love playing the Lucian. You usually pair it with the Nami, but obviously since you have a Kindred, you want the Milio, and probably an Aphelios and Enchanter of some sort, just trying to scale out the lane. You could see Yumi after the nerfs. I'm not sure if we will see it, but Yumi is also a possibility.
Yeah, I think right now, once you're against Aphelios, you're probably looking to match him in the scaling department. So some of those champions, like Jinx, jump off the board, and it's actually going to be Kog'Maw. So talking about scaling, they've got a lot of range enhancement with Milio, with Kog'Maw, with Kindred Marks coming in for the side of PSR.
Yeah, and it's going to be super scary for
that's not
Potential
PSR.
5. Yeah, that is PSR for the Kog'Maw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so it's going to be very scary for Potential 5 to try to bridge the gap and engage on this comp, because they have that Kindred R, they have that Milio R to keep the Kog'Maw and the Kindred safe, to pretty much keep their carry safe. So it's going to be really, really hard for Potential 5's team to get on these players or these champions.
As you can see, it's the Yumi Milio trade. Nerfs are not enough for these champions, I guess. They're so broken. Immediately, though, I just see a complete range gap between the two teams. I mean, I don't know how Aphelios can play the game without green guns. Wukong, unless he gets a flank, it'll be very hard for him to engage front to back.
So what do you guys want to see from Potential 5 to try to alleviate that issue? Do they need more engage? Do they need maybe some more long-range stuff like Xerath, something weird like that?
I mean, they totally need some follow-up to be able to follow up on the Wukong engage. Because if they don't have adequate follow-up, that Wukong is not going to get anything done into a Milio, into a Kindred. So yeah, I just hope to see that they can pick some champs that do have some of those engage tools or those follow-up tools to follow up on the Wukong engage. They're going to take away some of those things like Sion and Malphite, and looks like Big Boy Tony is going to opt for that Ornn.
Really good Malphite ban. I'm not sure if it was a response to the Silas, but immediately banning it after the Silas shows that they are thinking about draft. They did expect the Malphite, and maybe they were opting in for the Ornn, but I would assume though it could have been a Malphite on 4 for Potential 5.
Yeah, but any of those champs would have done the trick to follow up on that Wukong engage.
Sure.
Sion, Malphite. I mean, Ornn is probably the next best option. They were trying to get a weak side top laner for Big Boy Tonio to be comfortable on. And Olaf is going to be taken as a counter pick for Jiraxis into that Ornn.
Jiraxis just going to look to dominate the lane and take over the game on that Olaf. We've seen how scary this champion can be once he dominates lane, gets so far ahead, and just becomes an unkillable menace in the later stages.
Yep, and if Jiraxis, or if Weakside mid lane wants to lock in this victory, I think it's a very good pick. It just really stabilizes their range, and kind of like as you said, it's going to be super hard for Potential 5's team to get on this team with their range advantages.
For sure, I think mid has to be punished here. You have red side counter pick, and I think that's your main avenue to play the game, because the 2v2 Ahri Wukong can win against Victor Kindred.
Yeah,
especially pre-6.
Looks like Grifferwood is going to offer that Ahri. He's going to offer that Ahri, and I'm a little concerned because I feel like with that Ahri, they are kind of lacking in the damage department. What I would have liked to have seen is maybe an Azir, maybe something with a little bit more damage instead of that pick potential, that follow up, because it looks like that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a pick comp, and pretty much most of their damage is going to be on the Aphelios and Yumi,
Yeah, you
to
know,
get it done.
you know, you know something has gone wrong when Hop Tech is advocating for an Azir pick with your mid lane. So they are, like you said, indexing a bit more into playmaking with that Wukong Ari trying to get some CC and picks down, and then maybe bridge them to that late game of Ornn building up items, Aphelios building up tons of damage, and trying to bring some agency to that mid jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, I think Azir is actually pretty in a good spot actually in this patch. He got buffed recently. I think he does considerable damage. I think he's definitely in a good spot. He definitely should be seeing some presence.
And also, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that it also makes up for the range disadvantage. I feel like
Yes.
Azir can hit a lot more, especially against someone like Olaf who wants to run at him, and the R, especially mid game skirmishes, really good against Kindred because you can knock the Kindred or the jungler out of or the mid laner out of the R. So that I would say Azir would have definitely been a better pick.
Yes, exactly. And it gives that damage and utility. And it looks like there's some technical difficulties. Cloudy seems to be a little bit angry. Let's scroll up so we don't see the answer to that question. But in any case, yes. I think that even if it's not an Azir, he just needed to take something that has a little bit more damage. Like I said before, I would really like to see Grifferwold just step up to the plate and have his jungler play around him while he plays a carry mid laner. And I think that Ari, while the Ari Wukong combo is very strong, I don't think it's enough damage to just get it done against the amount of disengage and the range that PSR has to offer.
You talk about the
Oh.
disengage and the range. Do you guys have any concerns about the lack of just primary engage on the side of PSR when you have Milio, Kindred, and Olaf?
Yeah, that's obviously a cause for concern. I think a lot of their comp just kind of forces them to be at the right place at the right time, especially on objectives. They need to be there first. They need to have DWG walk into them so that their comp can actually function. Because if they don't walk into them, right, it's going to be kind of scary to actually walk into this Ari or this Wukong to just eat and engage. So yeah, they need to make sure that their macro is on point so they can get to objectives first, pretty much, and start team fights.
Always wanting to start fights on their terms. That is going to be the key for this squad with that range advantage. Anything else you guys have thoughts on having gone up against these teams? Do you think they're in good positions that these drafts play to their strengths as teams?
I mean, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, I liked DWG's draft for their team, as in, I like that they're playing through mid jungle, getting a mid advantage there, converting it into a bot lane, maybe dive. I would love to see a 4-man dive on this Kog'Maw Milio, while they have the Milio R and CC negation. They're really squishy. They are really squishy champions.
Yes.
So, they could be very fast, very quickly killed. So I would love to see a early mid jungle advantage converted into a bot advantage. Hopefully, Ornn does not go too far down. And I think Kog'Maw, honestly, I feel like he has not been. Personally, I don't think he's as much of a tank shredder as he used to be. Especially with the new Rage Blade, I feel like before Kog'Maw would just melt through the front line. I think now you need like at least like 3 items to hit, especially against a stronger Ornn who has early tank items. So I think if you can get an early advantage, you can actually play those drag fights, play for Dragon Win Con. But obviously, Cloudy's Kindred is always a big concern.
Yeah, and now that we saw that Grifferwold actually opted for that Ari, we do want to see that mid jungle function and try to take over this game, especially early when they can start looking for skirmishes. And it's a very strong combo, and I think that's why Grifferwold opted to take it. It's because he really wants to just start snowballing early, because if he knows that if the game is even or if they're slightly behind in the mid game, it's going to be super hard to come back from that. So that's why they picked this like very hard engage pick comp kind of early game to make sure that the Cog, this Victor, this Kindred, just don't skill for free.
Level 6 is going to be an extremely big breakpoint for this game. Ari level 6, Wukong level 6, you have to make plays. I don't think you can just play to scale, especially with the new Kindred build, Triforce, Black Cleaver. You are a tank with those items. You are so tanky. So I think level 6, get those level 6s, and then get those ultimates and make plays on the map. I think that's their biggest win con.
Yep, I think that's the way to go for them, and we'll just have to see what happens with this jungle mid. I think that's going to be the lane to watch, or rather the area of the map to watch, is what happens around this jungle mid.
Yeah, definitely feels like the case. Bot lane probably just gonna be a farm until 30 minutes kind of deal for Kog'Maw and Aphelios down there.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that, Rags?
I think Philios can play this game. I think it's a lot easier for Kog'Maw, especially. I have seen some builds with the Triforce and Titanic.
Legitimize this Ahri pick.
I mean, I guess it's just again for the level 6 plays. I think you have to get ahead early. I don't know if I just don't want to see a Ahri Butts behind it. I don't think it's going to do any damage this game, especially against a Kindred. Like your whole point is to burst the champion, and I just don't think you can if you're not behind at least, or if you're not ahead at least.
Yep, and that's why I think it's a risky pick to pick. I think something like the Azir would have been a lot safer.
Even the Syndra, I think Syndra could actually burst the Olaf, because with the resistant loss, I think Syndra could actually just one-shot the Olaf if ahead, compared to the Ahri, where it's just such minimal damage. You're not really building even damage. Even maybe he would go Ludus this game, but most likely it will be the Everfrost. So I just don't know if they have the damage to, fight the enemy team mid game.
Yeah, I think the Syndra will also maybe a very good option, but I mean, Grifferwood is showing confidence with this Ahri pick too. He's saying that I can get it done in the early game. Just trust me with this Ahri pick, and I hope he can do that.
An early game, we have to watch the Kindred. We have to watch where she paths and where her marks spawn, and if he does or does not opt in to go for those marks, because I think those are also very big avenues. I think Ahri with the charm could be way more useful in a skirmish in the jungle versus a Victor who has a W, but it's not guaranteed. So I think something like that, maybe if you can see Cloudy go for a bad invade, for a greeting for a mark, that could be a really big part of how you can punish this team early game.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely made to watch that Kindred. Yeah, absolutely. But we are onto the Rift for this game of DMV Rivals. PSR looking to stay undefeated, while DWG looking to at least pick up their first win in the round robin stage on red side.
Yeah.
Very interesting is this Conqueror and Aphelios. Actually, you see a lot more fleet and even lethal in a game like this would not be bad. Conqueror, I feel like you want more sustain and I just don't know if you need a Conqueror in a game like this compared to the fleet for lane or lethal tempo for team fights. Just having the range to hit the enemy team.
Yeah, and aside from that, also on Interpede here is going to be that cold start on the Aphelios. He knows this lane is going to be a lot about farming, and we'll see if that can get punished, but he is going to go for that cold start just to be able to cash it in later on.
Yep. Looks like it's an interesting start from both sides. They're just going to both path topside, see if there's going to be some sort of invade. And there's not.
Cloudy loves those early wards. It makes sense today. We see him immediately on top for the ward. Loves to track the jungler, especially on a champion like Kindred. You want to know where he is on the level 3 mark.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, just pretty standard in this early game, but yeah, looks like Wukong is going to start top, I assume. So,
that was actually a red side ward. I didn't realize. I thought it was a blue side ward.
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
So it looks like both junglers going to start on their respective red quadrants. Kindred going to likely be heading up towards her strong lane of the Olaf, while Wukong probably just going to hit the full clear. And we'll see if there's any deviations.
Yep. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. And yeah, we saw a lot of trading in the top side at level 1. I'm not sure who that favorite towards. I mean, but Ornn does have that D shield, so he's going to be safe to heal up a little bit. But Drax should be trying to control this lane as he is the Olaf with that counter pick.
Very interesting start from Wukong here, starting Raptors and then going into Krugs. Not sure. Maybe he's looking for a little 3-gang top. Not completely sure. Entirely sure.
Yeah, I would believe that this is better if you're trying to just full clear 1 and then full clear 2, so that your Raptors are both spawned around the same time. And the other possibility is that you have that red buff for a bit longer when you actually kind of look to make plays. So maybe he tries something fancy, but more likely it's just a lot of full clearing.
Good trading by Interpede. Again, the Milio Murphs really affect his laning, so it's good that to see DWG taking advantage of that in the early game.
Yeah, and it seems like Kindred's gonna path up to this top, maybe look for a dive even. What is he thinking here? He's gonna be seen on the board.
In the mid lane though, is Rifu is getting a lot of damage. I'm flashing forward. Weak side is low, 1 more auto, and you wanted the Ahri to be the carry, and she gets first blood.
That's exactly what you want to see from Grifferwood. Well done to him. This is literally exactly what you want to see from your main man.
And now that we see the Kindred top side, bot lane can play so much more aggressive, which you can see here. They're going for Aphelios Qs, Yuumi Qs, Aphelios autos, the range gun. So really good, taking those advantages in the bot lane as well as the top lane, or mid lane.
Yep, good stuff all around from DWG. I mean, it looks like Ornn, a bit of an early TP. Looks like he lost a bit of HP. Maybe he looked kind of scared that the Kindred is topside for an extended period of time. But yeah, it looks like just more full clearing.
Yeah, and Kindred wins the 50-50 chance. He gets the marks on topside.
Yeah, you think it's a skill thing or luck?
I mean, he is a high rank, and honestly, I think it is. I think it's just a skill thing.
I think it's a skill thing, yeah.
If you're just below Masters, I just don't think you ever win that flip.
Yeah. Rixie looking for something. Doesn't look like he's going to find a gank in the bot side. He's going to start pathing mid. See if he can get something done in this pushing wave.
Yeah, Wukong's going to go in and check those Raptors. Sees that they're gone and may go for mid lane. No flash on the Victor. As Grifferwood's getting aggressive, forcing him up to the top side. Charm is there. And now the Wukong is in. The red buff flows are being applied. And well, I don't think Azir can set up kills like that at level 5.
Yep, no he can't. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see from your mid jungle. We talked about in just before this game started. You really want to play for that mid lane. Play for Grifferwood so that he can start getting that snowballing lead and just kind of look for picks and take over the game.
And with that kill, they get to deny the mark on Raptors. That's the best, one of the best early games you can look for, especially at this level 5 mark. You know?
Yeah, DWG playing this early game about as well as you could hope. So I mean, hopefully weak side mid lane isn't too tilted. Their team does scale, so he just needs to get just dig his feet in, make sure his head's in the game, and keep going. Just saying we scale Copium.
Yeah, he's got to buckle up for the long haul along with the rest of his team. But at least Drax is up here on the Olaf, still with heavy priority in the lane. Bit of a CS lead even after Ornn picks up that wave, I would imagine.
And bot lane, I think it's a complete advantage to Interpede. You can see that back. This is the big problem with the Doran's Blade start, which is you can't have a longsword. You can't just finish an early Noonquiver. And because of that, he has 800 gold versus the 1,100, and he can go full Berserker Strafes. Really good. I would love to see a play down there too, especially with Aphelios Purple Gun online right now. I'm not sure if he can. Grifferwold is level 6, so maybe he could look for a full shove onto a bot play, but Cloudy is going to be bot side, so it's a little risky.
Yeah, good on Cloudy to see that Grifferwood is 6, and they could look for a bot side gank right now. But yeah, I do want Grifferwood to start looking for those push and roam plays because he is 6 at this point.
They're looking for it.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. Yeah, great job by Cloudy seeing that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly whether Triangle Plant is supposed to go cleanse. because he has that Milio, is it perfectly fine?
You mean Ghost?
Like is he should he go cleanse or is Ghost fine because he has the Milio?
No, you don't. I don't think you need Ghost at all. Or I think you need Cleanse at all. I
Ooh,
think.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Alright.
really good for top. I think I know where Cloudy's headed. He loves the top dot. So I think he's definitely gonna run top. But I don't think you need Cleanse this game, especially if you have a Kindred R, a Milio R.
Oh,
As
wait.
long as you
You
not get hit by Ari.
Could get more action in the mid lane because another charm hits the Spirit Rush forward. And weak side mid lane, he's got to get that mental buckled up because he's already 0-3.
And his jungler's already tilted from lobby, so it's looking rough in the mental game for the jungle.
Not looking good for mid jungle, and this is exactly what we thought would happen. I mean, Griffin would pick this Ari. It looks like more action in the bot lane.
Yeah, a bit of trading with the Gravitum root coming down, but trying to plan responding with that W steroid for the Kog'Maw. And AD carry's taking a bit of damage, but nothing too much.
Yeah,
As Kindred is still
here.
down here. And Cloudy gonna go looking.
I think it's just gonna go.
Zones her away.
Yeah, really good, really good. Do not commit on that and just force off the ghost, back off. And then Kog'Maw pushes in this wave, probably the next wave as well, and then helps on Dragon. Really good macro play. It's considering the weak mid lane situation by Cloudy.
Yeah, actually weak mid lane without the side.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah, good on Cloudy though to recognize that he has that opportunity to take the dragon even though his mid lane is 0-3, and I think weak side mid lane is holding himself pretty well. He's still at least even in CS. He hasn't been missing too many waves sight to the 3 depths, so that's good for him at least. But yeah, they're gonna pick up that dragon, and I think that's really good for them because of the scaling comp that they have.
Yeah, weak side mid at least holding firm here. Hoping to scale as the victor. Let Cloudy maybe get some work in the objective game. See if Jiraxis maybe get some done. Pops the Ragnarok flashing forward. He wants the all-in on the Ornn. Tonio has to run back to his tower. He's already charge another axe. Another auto. And Jiraxis gets the solo.
Yeah, Jiraxis just
it's
didn't.
crazy.
He totally knew that Big Boy Tonio no longer had that flash, so decided to waste his own flash. Not waste his own flash, burn his flash to secure the kill. Well played.
another thing is, I don't know who is ever matching this Olaf mid game. He does not have the TP, which is a big disadvantage, but at the same time, he can, especially against this Ornn, already ahead, he is going to be a menace in the side lane mid game.
Cloudy getting aggressive onto Rixie. Cyclone's already burned, but the E mark does a lot of damage, and Rixie maybe wanted to get more work done on that tower with the Herald, but he will not be able to do so.
Yep, and more trading in the mid lane. Good charm.
Ooh, good charm out of Griffin. Now Spirit rushing forward onto weak side. Ults used on both sides, but the Chaos Storm actually getting a lot of work done alongside those minions, and so Griffin will have to call that one off.
Really good, but Griffrold instantly backing off, not risking the play because he does know that Kindred is in the area.
Yeah, and apart from this mid jungle, I mean, it looks like weak side mid lane is not even losing out on these trades, and I think that because oh, they're looking for a dive.
Maybe it's be a solo kill.
Good
Good TP.
Yumi helping him out, gets a 7 ult as well, good heal. And now Tonio is here, Cloudy has to jump the wall. Does not connect, but that is a big cooldown off the Ornn.
I'm not sure if it was a misclick or I'm not sure what the purpose of the Severum ult was. I don't think he was in any danger of dying. So I think it might have been a misclick. I think he definitely wanted the green ult, but on the bright side, they survive the dive and they get the shove in. So their wave stays at a really good spot. It does bounce back into it, and they get the Rift Shell mid.
Yeah, I mean,
just continuing to put gold into Grifu World's pocket, hoping this Ari can get to that point where she can just make play after play in the mid game.
yeah, I mean, despite mid winning so hard, their top and their bot are not looking so hot right now. Interpede has been on the back foot these last 2 resets that he had. So I think that like Griffworld is not really getting anything done in the mid lane. I feel like he should be starting to push and roam either top or bot to start looking for all-ins because it doesn't seem like mid is really... It's not really worth killing anymore. He has 3 deaths. He's going to be even worth less gold. But yeah, I think he needs to start pushing his lead to other lanes.
And as we were saying at the beginning of the cast, their laners are really solid. They can lose gracefully. and he might be 0-3, but he's still 50 CS up, and that's a big advantage in the mid lane.
Another big advantage they're going to have is that Everfrost and Sunderer finished off on their mid jungle duo. So if there's a time to make plays, if there's a time to be stronger than your adversaries, this is going to be where the Wukong already has to really show up.
Yep, absolutely.
Blue side's pinging top, but Cloudy is going bot, so maybe he's looking for a solo play, but I'm not sure if he can against a full health Ornn.
There's a 2-level lead for Jiraxis up here. Ornn has been definitely taking the punishment in this counter matchup, trying to hang on up there against the Viking.
Yeah, Tonio really weak-sided, but he still burned that TP to save his bot lane. But that really hurt him in the top side. He's down a lot of XP because he missed a few waves TPing down there.
I actually really like this play right here by Red Team. Really smart to punish first of all Cloudy.
Oh, that's a lot of damage out of the mid jungle. But the Lamb's Resp is going to buy Cloudy some time, but it will
And
never be
I
enough.
think they just
Easy
run
kill
straight
for
bot here.
Rixie.
You still have 2 more charges on the RER. I think you can at least force them off the way. Maybe get a flash out of
Charm is there, and Grifu World on a killing spree, 3-0-2, and there doesn't look to be much response.
Beautiful
Massive
play.
mistake.
Beautiful play by Rixie and Griffer. Well, that's exactly what you want to see. That's
Yes.
exactly how you want to play this matchup right now. You just forget mid right now, push and roam, and start getting your other lanes ahead.
Yeah, he is able to get
Unfortunately-
back for that cannon wave at the very least.
Fortunately, Aphelios and Yumi were not able to get an assist, but having that Wukong and putting the Kindred behind is so strong for them.
Yep. Even though the Aphelios didn't get that kill, he got the crash. Kog'Maw missed a few minions. He got to play it. It's not so bad.
Yes.
But Tonio might be in trouble here.
Yeah, this may be a dive as weak side mid lane wants to impact the other lanes himself. Chaos Storm gets a lot of damage, and Jiraxis takes care of the rest. Ornn's dead yet again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of how DWG is going to play. Big Boy Tonio opted into this Ornn and is going to be weak side the whole game pretty much. And Rixie
Got
looking
them
for
on.
something aggressive.
Yeah, a lot of damage off that Sunder proc. As Cloudy's got to flash away to his top lane.
I don't know if Rixie wants to do this.
Though, and he wants to get the Trickster forward. Flashing forward for the solo kill. Ornn's trying to
Oh, he's
come
here.
back up. Lands the Everfrost. Lands the charge. Double kill for Rixie.
Yeah, I was really skeptical about Rixie walking forward, but more plays?
More plays as the Yumi ult is burned, but Triangle Plant holding firm, clears out the wave, and he will avoid dying in the 1v2.
I'm not sure what exactly happened there. Yumi started tanking, and then he also ghosted after the play was over.
Meow 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 is here.
Oh, they're maybe looking for something, but Miller's taking a lot of
no.
damage. Moonlight Vigil has dropped the proc, the
Oh,
flash is not
he
enough
misclicked.
intervention.
No.
His daddy misclicks the cog and he gets punished.
Oh no, what a disaster. Interpete tries that dive, doesn't work out. Emilio comes and he misclicks the minion even though they could have got a free kill. And look at
Oh,
that.
but might be a free kill.
Speaking of free
in
kills,
mid.
another
There's
one.
the charm, and it has not been a great game for weak side mid lane as Grifu will continuing to try to put his mark on this game.
Yep, and this is exactly what they should be doing. I mean, their bot lane just lost a 2v2. Their top lane has been dying kind of on a repeat. They need to show up and just stay strong and try to help their team succeed on these objectives.
Yeah, they even have matching scorelines and matching shutdown bounties. So good synergy out from the mid jungle duo so far. As DWG's also going to pick up this mid lane tower.
Toddy looking for something mid, maybe. Knows that Ari doesn't have ulti. They're going to see a TP as well.
Yeah, TP in from the Victor. Ari trying to take the long road around, but Olaf is going to be there to cut her
Yeah,
off.
I think
Coggy
Oh,
Village
yeah.
trying to come up as well. Oh, the Pistolets Revenge are after him. He's got 5 stars on
He has
him.
TP.
but He will.
he wasn't sure
it will
how
just be
close
a
they
nice
were. I think he should have TP'd
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to preserve the Dark Seal stacks, but he wasn't sure where they were. That's so unlucky for him. But on the bright side, that creates space for their bot lane to get a free tower.
Yeah, even when Griffey World is dying, he's making something happen on the map. That's exactly what you want to see from your mid laner.
I'm just again worried about the mental of Cloudy's team. I mean, he was saying his support had seizes when he left the lobby. I don't know what he's saying to his mid laner now. I'm very worried.
I will
Yep.
say, when you play a comp like this, you play a comp with the Kog'Maw, with the Kindred, with the Emilio, you gotta have some fortitude to go into games like this where you just play for scaling. You gotta at least have that ready to go, but
All
looks
in
like
in the
Olaf
top
is ready to
lane.
go in the top lane. Tonio's got to flash that
Flash
one.
forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Antonio actually needed to flash, but I believe he saw the Kindred maybe on a ward. So he decided to opt to take that flash. Rixie looking for more on weak side mid lane. He's about to be 0-5.
Yeah, that's a Cyclone in, a flash
Oh.
out, but the Spirit Rush will still get it done. Actually, Rixie gets it.
Actually,
Does Wukong still
They're-
getting so much done? Triangle play now
Triangle
might be in
has-
trouble as the
flash.
Wukong is low. Double kill for Wukong.
Oh,
They're
no.
piling on through. Charm hits once again. He cannot miss. Triple kill to Rixie. This Wukong Ori combo doing everything right.
Yep. And I loved seeing this from Grifferwood and Rixie. They had their struggles with mid jungle in the past, but it looks like they've talked it out and they're just absolutely terrorizing enemy mid jungle, enemy team pretty much with this Ahri and Wukong. I was completely wrong. Grifferwood had that confidence to pick this Ahri to completely stomp the early game and snowball the mid game. Let's just see if they can keep the ball rolling and start securing some objectives.
Yep, they do already have that one dragon in their pocket here on the Ocean Rift, as the next dragon will be up in a bit, as they're just getting their resets in, buying up what they can before that spawns.
And in the random couple plays on the top side a couple minutes ago, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Cloudy was actually able to get 2 whole marks. So he was obviously got one on Raptors when he died, and then he was also able to run bot and get it on enemy crowds while another solo kill.
Yeah, Grifferwood trying to keep laying down
And
the
weak
hurt.
side
Weak side
mid
mid lane
lane.
has a lot of damage. The flash redirect the Q is just enough for Grifferwood to get it done once again.
And weak side mid lane almost had enough damage. He just needed one rotation. But smart play by Grifferwold to flash away from, I don't know what ability it was, but he flashed.
It was
so
DR. I think it was DR. I think the next block
Oh,
hit,
the
and
tick.
he didn't flash it.
yeah.
He
I
flashed
think,
the Arctic, and he also got the Q to pull through with the flash.
Redirect. Really well played.
yeah, but really well played by
surprising.
Grifferwold.
It was so close considering the item difference. I'm not sure if he missed a couple abilities in there, but it looked very close. It looked almost like he was going to lose it.
Yeah,
for a second.
5-1 versus 0-6. I guess Victor must be broken or something. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
he is from Arcane, you know. All the
Yeah.
Arcane champions. I don't know if they'll ever be bad. So
Yeah, seems
yeah,
like
but
that's
at
the
least
case.
give some confidence to weak side mid lane that hey, I may be 0-6, but I can still tango in this game. We're not out of it quite yet.
Yeah, and I think he just needs to hold strong. His bot and his top laner are doing pretty well on their own, but yeah.
Love this bot vision from red side. I mean, they can't play the game. Blue side can't play the game. And they're spotted everywhere. I mean, you see Grifferwold move backing off like while they're entering their jungle. So really good vision control. And this denial of vision does not matter because
Interp might be in trouble.
Oh no, the Olaf has found his way onto the Aphelios. No Yumi in sight means Interpede's got a flash.
Yeah, Interpede burned both sums actually in that play. So I think Draxus will take that and ult and a ghost for both sums on the ADC. Definitely worth it.
Another tango. Fortunately, Grifferwold cannot look for it because he does know that a Cloudy's jungle, Cloudy might be in the jungle bot side.
Yeah, you talked about that vision. They did send Meow Meow Triangle and Cloudy all down there. They got some of that vision swept out, so Grifferwold can't quite be as confident as he was when he looked for that solo kill earlier.
It's really weird because at the beginning of the game we're talking about how is red team gonna play the game? How are they gonna do fights? Well, now we have the opposite question. How is blue team gonna enter and engage? Everywhere they go, it's just an Ahri charm staring them in the eye. So how do they enter this drag fight or next Baron fight?
Yeah, I mean, one thing we mentioned in the early onset of this game was that, you know, Pistlet's Revenge, they have a ton of range, they have a ton of disengage, but if they can't get there first, if they can't set up the vision and force the other team to walk into them, they could start having some problems.
Yep, and I think Draxus is trying to lead the way for his team to start looking for some plays, and he might look for
Here
some
we
here.
go, Interpede very low. The Yumi trying to keep him alive against the Chaos Storm as Rixie's on the backside, has to flash away, popping the Lamb's Respite. Is the Kindra's Grifferwood can't quite get the damage off, has to Spirit Rush back. Tonio is here, doesn't want to burn the ult, and it looks like it's just a wash, no kills.
It's a miracle that Aphelios did not die there. That's insane. That Vector was a little bit more ahead. He would have been able to kill.
But yeah, look how weak side mid lane is playing these fights though. He has no fear of dying. He just flashes right on the ADC, drops that Chaos Storm. 0-6 doesn't matter. I'm gonna one shot you anyway. That's his mentality right now. What a great play by him.
I think weak side only applies to his KDA, not his gameplay. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna play strong side no matter what, but KDA maybe not so much.
Yeah, he's definitely still here to play. I mean, he's not out of the running yet, and I think they just have to be wary of him.
I must say, as an ADC player, I really don't like Interpate's Aphelios gun usage. I mean, I see him constantly with white-purple, even in like a beginning of fights. So I would love to see him start out fights with red, white, green. So I'm not sure what's happening with the rotations there, but I'm a little worried about that. I feel like not having good guns, even when you're this ahead, I feel like that could be a big problem. Again, with the range. With the Kindred, Milio, it could be a big problem.
Right. So when you are Aphelios in this game, what guns would you really like to have at this upcoming Dragon fight, and how do you think Interpede should like try to get to those?
I think because their mid jungle is so fed, I think you're okay with going for more white gun complementations like red white, because I think his biggest threat is going to be the Olaf. I think that the Kindred and pretty much their backline will be accounted for by their mid jungle, especially if they go for things like flanks.
Tony's looking to be in trouble, but Interpede's here.
Tonio might be unaccounted for, but he is going to be fine. He's got some backup from the Aphelios. Interpede putting out some good damage, but has to get away from the Kindred. Cloudy, no restraint here. He's going in, but there's a Yumi. He's still on top of the Aphelios, providing him with the heals. Lamb's Respite is just another graveyard for this Kindred. 0-3-0 for Cloudy.
Yeah, Cloudy just biting way too much. Way more than he can chew in that fight. He flashed forward thinking he can get Interpede, but met with the staff of the Wukong.
Yep, and now they are on that Baron. Warren going to clear out that mid-wave. White gun and the green gun allowing a lot of chuck and stacking for Interpede. They will get this one down. And DWG, they're looking pretty good here to secure their first win of DMV Rivals.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to
really
take away...
crazy play by Allen there. I'm not sure if Phillies had Ghost up there, but he didn't even have to Ghost. I don't know what he was looking for. He's way behind. I think he at least has to wait for Black Clover to get that little bit of tankiness, or play through his Olaf. That's your only strong suit.
Yeah,
I think.
Not really looking good. Not looking good for Cloudy on this game. He's been really good this whole DMV, but I mean, he's just not showing up on arguably his strongest champ.
I think it's just I'm not knowing his limits. I think while Shreenerd is really strong in this meta, I think that he has not been playing Kindred for the longest time. So I think knowing his damage,
he's gonna
when he loses the smite fight, he doesn't have ulti.
He can't get it. No Lamb's Respite means Wukong takes him down. Knock up over the wall from the Ornn, but Tonio knows his team just wants to run, so he will do the same. Dragon and a kill, the DWG.
Legendary for Wukong. He is just completely stomping Cloudy out of this game. Every minute, every turn, Rixie is there to stop him in his tracks.
Cloudy cannot catch a break.
Yeah, I've watched a bit of this Kindred when it's been picked in like LCS. I think Blabber has 2 games on it, and I think even in these like Wukong matchups, he's generally like ahead a lot of farm, even if there's like not a lot of chaos or kills on the Rift. We got.
I think Shiv cut out a little bit there, maybe some EU connection issues. But we'll keep going.
Okay, I don't think ULCS was able to connect to their servers today with,
Yeah.
with the way they were playing today. Oh my god.
But yeah, like what I don't know what Shiv. I don't actually remember what Shiv was talking about.
Okay, I'm back.
There he is. So yeah, you want to finish what you were saying? But Big Boy Tonio looks to be in trouble here.
I don't know where I cut out, but Diraxis wants to keep fighting against this Ornn. And Tonio, it's a long way back home. He will burn the Ornn ult into a CC immune Ragnarok up Olaf. It takes some time, but Diraxis trying to keep his head afloat here.
Rixie, knowing that it doesn't have ulti, looking for a play here.
Oh my god,
Rixie is in, exhaust is burned, charm hits, and now Rixie will finish off the job. Cloudy not really getting much in response. Yumi providing a lot of heals and shields to this.
Okay.
Now his back and goes Ari. Charm connects. but it's going to be the Lamb's Respite to come down. Rixie is going to go down into Burning Angel. They're fighting underneath the tower. Interpete's still full HP, trying to fire up damage, but he is very, very low. Rixie for the re-engage. He will drop 2 kills. Go the way of PSR. Milio does fall in the aftermath. Looked a bit messy, but another charm comes through. Griffle World not going to let any fight not go his way, as he'll now pick up a tower.
Yeah, I think they a little bit overextended there. Rixie definitely tried to go back in. He maybe should have stayed in the Kindred R to make sure that his GA wouldn't pop. Yeah, definitely a lot of things that happened there, but I would say I would chalk it up to it's a bit of an overextension on the side of DWG. But I think they're still in a good position. I think they're still in a good position.
Good point. I mean, I think he also I don't know if I'm not sure if it's E or a flash, but I think he autoed a minion, Q autoed a minion there.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah,
and same thing, what I was talking about with the Philios weapons, I saw red purple upend, and in a fight like that, you do not want to, I mean, maybe he wasn't expecting to fight, but you do not want to have those guns in that fight. Definitely not.
Is there much of a difference with Is there much of a difference with Aphelios when you are like, oh, I think we're just going to fight at Dragon, so I'm going to make sure I have the right gun to Dragon, versus like, oh, my team's saying we want to fight in like 20 seconds, I need to figure out something.
I mean, I'm assuming that it was something like the second one where he was not ready for the fight, he was not prepared with the guns. But in terms of Dragon fights, I kind of worried that he's wasting his red gun here. I would love to see red-white, but white is in a far rotation away because he just used it. I'm not sure when the dragon is going to spawn, but I would love to see red-white, even a green combo in there for the range difference. Yeah.
I mean, one member of PSR that is slowly getting up there in kills is this Kog'Maw for Triangle Plant. 3 kills to his name, has the 2.
Interpete is very far up right now. I'm a little bit of potential 5 just DC'd. Yeah, Interpete was very far up there just to get the scuttle. He is nowhere near his team. Not really sure about that because they could, if they saw him there on any sort of ward, they could have spelled big trouble for Interpete because he doesn't have that flash.
Yeah, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, Potential 5 looks like he DC'd while reattaching to Aphelios, so honestly, they can just keep playing out the game and nothing would change, but we will hopefully get him back sooner rather than later.
Yep, and looks like while we have this pause, we can look at how Blue Team is posturing right now. So about 1 minute and 20 until this Baron, and they're looking to get Vision now. And like I said, at draft, they want to make sure that they're at objectives first, so that the red team has to walk into them with their engage, and they can disengage with that Kindred R, with that Milio R, and keep their Kog'Maw safe, keep their Victor safe, and kind of just let Olaf go to town. But yeah, let's see how they try to play out this macro here. For now, they're not going to contest any vision because they're kind of deathballing. All 5 players are around the... I might have to backspace a little bit. All 5 players are going to be around the mid to top river area to try to confirm that vision. And we'll see what happens in about 30 seconds. They might try to start Baron on spawn. Some issues with the... I'm gonna try to go back a little bit more, one more time. Sometimes some issues with pauses, hopefully that fixes it. But yeah, they're going to try to get that vision.
Yep, looks like we are through the technical difficulties. Even Jiraxis here on the Olaf. You guys talked about how in sides this Olaf can be a menace, but here he is, grouping with the boys, trying to stay strong as that death threat.
Yeah, it looks like they went to Baron first to make sure that when they go to this dragon, they can see if red team spots it. I think it's a really smart move by PSR to try and do this. And like I said before, they're gonna try to get on this dragon first, be on the inside track so that they have vision. But it looks like they didn't get any vision on their enemy bot side of the jungle, and they just based. I'm not sure.
They're just too scared of the RE. Bushes, I think the skirmish ability is way too scary, and maybe just didn't have words after warding their Baron.
Yeah, but in this position, they are in threat of giving the soul they're not even remotely in position to try and contest it.
Oh.
Grifferwood's gonna walk in.
Griffer with the Everfrost. A lot of damage on Triangle Plant. They try to remove this Kog'Maw from the game. Ornal takes a couple of zones for the Ahri. Triangle Plant finally goes down, but the Ahri gives over a huge shutdown as well. Now the fights continue with Lamb's Respite trying to even out the odds as Cloudy trying to put off some damage. Huge knock up in from Rixie as the Fed Monkey joins the fight, but Yuumi is left out to dry as Olaf takes out the backline. Meow Meow limps away with slivers of HP. Olaf is trying to take over the fight. Rixie trying to do the same.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication there. Rixie decided to go on to Cloudy and try to take him out. But it looks like Grifferwood had other ideas and just jumped into the fray of all 4 PSR members and tries to look for a fight. If Rixie was there to follow up, it would have been a done deal for sure. But they're going to pick up the soul regardless. So I think it's a good play on the side of a DWG.
Yep, a big play out of Rixie, continuing to try to be his best here on the Wukong. Ocean Soul's in their hands, a 4K gold lead, a bunch of Ornn items. Is looking pretty good for DWG.
Yep,
Again,
absolutely.
I'm very, very worried about this Aphelios. Again, I think these fights are way easier if the Aphelios has better gun control. I think White-Purple, first of all, is the worst gun combo in the game. But more importantly, it is so bad in this game. Well, the only thing you can do is root the Olaf, who is Ragnarok, or have no range against Kog'Maw, Milio, Kindred, and Victor. So I think gun control we really just need to use up the guns that you do not need, aka purple. I think purple, unless you want to look for an engage on the back line. Even against Emilio, it's a little scary, but especially the combo of white and purple is just really problematic. I think these fights are a lot easier with an Aphelios.
It seems like he's gonna pick up blue and green. What do you think about this gun rotation right now? Now that the Baron's up.
I actually like blue and green a lot this game, but we have the range, and they're going to be grouped up. Milio, and Kindred, they're going to be grouped up, so even an Infernimal would be pretty good. I think it's a little underrated of a gun combo. I think it's actually a pretty decent gun combo, and especially in this game, I think it can help a lot.
Yeah, and gun combos or not, they are onto this Baron, shredding it down with the Aphelios on that rotation. They'll get it for basically free, and I don't think Triangle Plant's going to do much, but the Spirit Rush forward, they may look for something. Everfrost doesn't quite find it. Flash forward, they want Cog. He's charmed up. Milio trying to save him, but Triangle Plant is dead. Ornhorn goes off. It's 3 kills. DWG are winning out the fight. The Olaf trying to Ragnarok and pull something back. Zonius is going to buy time for the Ahri as Olaf has nowhere left to run. Triple kill for the Interpede. 4 for nothing. DWG, is this their moment? Have they gotten their first win?
I think they have absolutely gotten their first win, Shiv. This looks so good for them. They have Baron minions. They're just going to push off. Rixie is going to chase down Kindred to make sure that she doesn't back and look for some miracle play with a Kindred R. And wow, DWG well played. Rixie, Grifferwood to pack off this win and get their first dub of DMV round robin stage. Well done to them.
An absolute underdog story here for DWG. They will pick up their first win and PSR their first loss. What a game out of the mid jungle.
Seriously, what a game. I mean,
That was a phenomenal performance mid jungle. I mean, I know Alan has a lot of accounts. I think he might have logged onto the wrong team there. A complete jungle gap. I think that even the couple things he gave up, a couple marks here and there, I think Alan just had no control over this game. No way to make plays, and I think that was a big problem for Cloudy's team. I mean, you see his damage, lowest damage on the team. He just could not make plays. Was not able to do anything.
yeah, was not able to get the ball rolling. I mean, I think a big part of that was Ahri and Wukong just attacking weak side mid lane over and over again. Make sure he doesn't win the game. Like, can't even play the game, even remotely. Even off that, weak side mid lane, most damage on his team. Most damage in the game, actually.
Damn.
Being 1 and 9, but regardless, Grifferwood and Rixie, like I said, they just needed to sync up together, and Grifferwood and Rixie, they did exactly that in this game. They played through mid, they played through jungle, and they just completely rolled over PSR, and they're looking very good. I mean, they were the last seeded team going into this game, and now they have that dub, and they beat arguably the best team in this tournament. So, I mean, it looks like this team, PSR, is beatable, despite what Cloudy wants to claim. about how they're so good and can't be beat. But regardless of that, I mean, just well done to the side of DWG. That's definitely
Yeah,
got to lift up their morals.
I have logs of Cloudy messaging me before the game saying I couldn't say anything about him because he's that good. Well, can say some things here. Unfortunately,
quite a bit to say, but definitely a huge confidence boost for the side of definitely not Dom 1 Gaming. Hopefully, they can keep that momentum rolling for whatever matches they have left. I am going to have to sign off because I need to sleep and rest my throat and not constantly mute myself to cough.
Thank you so much, Shiv. I hope you're feeling better from your sickness. Thank you for joining us and doing a great performance on the casting desk with us. We'll see you later.
Best of luck with the future games.
Yep. Thank you so much. Take care.
love casting with you.
Cheers.
And
Wow, that is not an ending I expected.
no, not at all. Going into that game, I had some hope, especially in Grooferwold. I have a very high level of respect for that player to be able to pull off a win like this. But man, he exceeded my expectations and then some.
I mean, I guess it exceeded chat's expectations too. We see the copy pasta here.
Yeah,
Very impressive game by them.
Like I said before the game, everyone loves an underdog story, and that's exactly what DWG did here in this game. They're able to pull off that win against a 4-0 team and get that dub. So really well done for them. Let's see if they can keep it up into their next game and onto the bracket stage. But for now, let's see. Do you want to give our MVP? I feel like I want to, as much as I love Grifferwood as a player, I think Rixie did a phenomenal job this game.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure because while Griffin World had an insane early game, level 3 solo killing, Rixie's also caught out the victor multiple times starting the engages. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. There's a lot of solo kills in there, so I'm not sure if I do want to give it to Rixie, especially because I did feel like there's some fights where Rixie he did make some mistakes. Griffin World, I think he had really good engages, really solid gameplay. Other than that one baby overextension mid, I think he also had a fantastic game, so I'm not sure.
I think they both have a strong case for the best player. Maybe we can just share it among them too, because they both had a phenomenal game. Well done to both of them, and yeah, good job, guys. Maybe we can grab one of them to do an interview. Maybe Grifferwold. And after this, we're going to take a little break before the next game. And we're going to grab our other play-by-play caster, whose name you might know. He's been doing a lot of streaming, or a lot of casting for DMVs thus far. His name is FaZe. But yeah, maybe if we can grab Grifferwold for an interview. I'm not sure if he's around. Maybe he is taking some rest after putting his team on his back like that. But looks like we can grab Interpede. So Interpede, we'll grab him in, put him in here. And hello, Eddie. How you doing?
Yo.
Yo, how'd you guys feel after that win, man?
Yo, we're on the board. Let's fucking go.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, this is a big confidence boost for you guys, I assume. How are you guys feeling after that win?
It feels very vindicating that stuff that we've been practicing finally paid off. So, yeah.
That's good. I mean, what was the game plan going into that game? I know you guys know, I mean, as much as anyone else, that the team you just played against is the top seeded team. They had no losses going into this game, and they were just running away with as being the favorite.
Yeah. I don't know. I think so. Oh, actually, yeah. So our game plan was giving mid jungle as much agency as possible, and I think we've done the best with Grieferworld on Ari, and this guy somehow manages to solo kill in lane every single game, without question. It's pretty crazy. And Rixie on Wukong, definitely a huge comfort for him. So we've been trying to play through mage mid and a strong bruiser jungle, and yeah, after getting those in draft, we just felt a lot more comfortable.
That's good. Yeah, that's exactly what we analyzed on this casting desk. We thought that Grifferwold, as long as you get your jungle mid to play together, sync up, I feel like you guys are a very, very strong team, because Grifferwold, given those resources, can do a wonder of things, and that's what he showed up in this game. and did so phenomenally on this RA. So yeah, well done to you guys. We're going to sign off and take a little break before the next game. You take care. Good luck on your next game.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you back in about 5 minutes. Take care, guys. Be back.